Hello guys, so welcome to my channel. In this video I will cover what's new in ISGOT 6. So this is a trending topic, and there is a high probability that surveyors are going to ask what's new in ISGOT 6. So here I am making this video for that purpose, as well as it's good for gaining knowledge. If you are sailing also, it's good to know what's new has been came in ISGOT 6. So this will be a very informative and a brainstorming video. So just keep on watching. You will learn a lot of things and you will gain a lot of confidence after watching this video. So I will be making this video in two parts because it's very exhaustive. ISGOT 6, there are a lot of changes. So I have covered most of the important parts in this video. So here I start. So this is the ISGOT 6th edition, the front cover. Here you can see three authorities: International Chamber of Shipping, OCIMF, and IAPH. IAPH is International Association of Ports and Harbour. So these three authorities have basically jointly published this ISGOT public 6th edition. And why was the need to revise ISGOT? So the reason is basically since 2006 there has been many changes to the legislation and standards, and there have been enhancements to the best practice because it is getting evolved day by day. And the third reason is new or topical and critical issues which are in today's industry, which are emerging, and the new things which are coming up. So because of that, like human factors and alternative and emerging technologies, so because of this it was a need to revise the ISGOT. So here I start with the sections of ISGOT 6. Now this all four parts, these are same in ISGOT 5 also. So there are no changes in the parts of ISGOT. That part 1 is general information, part 2 is tanker information, then part 3 is marine terminal information, and part 4 is ship shore tanker terminal interface. So these parts remain the same. So here are the changes in chapter 1, that is basic properties and hazards of petroleum. Here you can see that since cargo and bunker residues also are a cargo, or also they are also petroleum products, although they are residues, but they have hazards. So that is the reason they have introduced this section in ISGOT chapter 1. Similarly, biofuels. So you can see here what they have written, that ship and terminal operators should be aware that residues left in the tanks, pipelines and equipment may contain contaminants that are hazardous. So this is just a overall what they want to speak about cargo and bunker residues. Similarly, for biofuels, they have mentioned this specifically to mention that this also exists. Then other than this, chapter 2, that is gas evolution and measurement. So as you can see, this yellow portion, this all portions have came new. They have introduced newly. For example, volatile organic compounds, this was not there in ISGOT 5. So they have mentioned about a small paragraph, they have mentioned about the volatile organic compounds. Then next is about the gas measurement. As you can see here, it is very exhaustive. I cannot explain you in detail, but I will give a complete idea what's there new. Now as you can see here, catalytic sensor, thermal conductivity sensor and infrared sensor. So catalytic sensor, as you can see, they have mentioned about the operating principle. This is as per the latest all the latest technology. So that is why it is important to know about all these things. Catalytic sensor, then which is heated to a temperature between 400 and 600 degrees Celsius. Then they have introduced the new diagrams for catalytic heated filament sensor. Then thermal conductivity sensor, this is the another name for this is non-catalytic heated filament. So they are both the same thing. So this is a non-catalytic heated filament, and the previous one was heated catalytic filament. And then again the diagrams, then infrared sensor, again the diagrams. So this all new things, new technologies has been introduced with good pictures to understand. Then this is the chemical indicator tubes, again diagrams of using and the principle and the caution to be used before using, the procedure to be used, etc. Then comes like paramagnetic sensor and calibration, etc. So paramagnetic sensor, also brief explanation in simple terms they have explained and made it very simple in ISGOT 6 and along with the diagrams. So next is chapter 3, which is static electricity. Here they have introduced new sections like general and voltages on unbonded conductors. So this has been introduced new in ISGOT 6. So this is the part of voltages on unbonded conductors. You can read to get more knowledge after going through the book, but just for knowledge, this is a new which has been introduced. Then this is chapter 4, which is managing hazards and risk for ship and terminal. So here, as you can see, the whole portion is yellow, which means that most of the part have been introduced new in chapter 4. The major changes which have been taken place are in chapter 4 and in chapter 10. So in chapter 4, as you can see here, management system, risk management. Risk management was already there previously, but they have introduced a lot of new things like hierarchy of controls, as you can see here. So hierarchy of controls, this we have learned in shell training also. In shell training also we have this topic where you have these 5 stages, where elimination, substitution, engineering controls, administration controls, and the last was PPE. So they have introduced this hierarchy of controls also in chapter 4. Other than this, the new thing which they have introduced is stop work authority, which is known as SWA. So stop work authority and logout tagout. So stop work authority, it is similar to the stop card which we use on board. So it is recommended that tanker and terminal SMS include a stop work authority policy and procedure. So that is the new thing which they have introduced. So basically they have this procedure of stop work authority procedure includes 5 steps. You have to stop, then you have to tell the person and issue so the issue can be addressed, whatever issue why you have stopped the work. Then you can discuss the concerns and correct the issue which was there, and after that you can start the activity again and share this so that other people can learn. So this is what about the new thing which they have introduced, stop work authority. The next is logout tagout. This is also they have introduced. We already know about this, but they have introduced in ISGOT 6. This is the logout tagout. Then next is the introduction of simultaneous operations. They have introduced simultaneous operation, how to manage, and what is the plan you have to make, what risk assessment you have to do. They have given detailed explanation and detailed information about simultaneous operation. Then how the simultaneous operation cause there are like too many operations at the same time. Then they have made a flow chart that you have to identify CMOPs, then you can it be avoided? If no, then you have to make the risk assessment, discuss in the toolbox meeting, etc. So this is what they have introduced in ISGOT chapter 4, ISGOT 6 chapter 4. Then also there is introduction of electronic e-cigarettes, which has been introduced newly in ISGOT 6. So about electronic or e-cigarettes, they tell that the existing smoking rules also apply to the use of electronic or e-cigarettes. So the existing smoking rules will apply to these cigarettes also. So if you have a e-cigarette, it doesn't mean you can have it on the bridge. So this should be clear. Other than this, sources of, I mean to say, if it is not allowed, then if it is not allowed on the bridge, you should not use this e-cigarette, because the same rules apply for smoking. So the next is sources of ignition from electrical equipment. This has been introduced new. So sources of ignition from electrical equipment. So they have given all the electrical equipments that these are also a source of ignition. For example, like electric sparks may occur, and whatever electrostatic discharges, electromagnetic waves, these are all chemical reaction, all are causes. These are all the sources of ignition. Then next is lithium batteries. So initially in ISGOT 5 this was not there. Lithium batteries, a new section has been introduced in chapter 4 itself, where they speak about the lithium batteries, that they are used in a wide variety, and there are 2 main types of lithium battery. One is primary, that is non-rechargeable, and the second is rechargeable. So these batteries have a high energy power source and they can cause fire or explode. So that is why it is a need to mention that these batteries are also hazardous and they possess risk for ship and terminal. So that is why they have introduced this lithium batteries. Next, the new things which they have included is electric tools and hydroblasting. So these are also having the hazards, so that is why they have told about electrical tools, like they should be properly, their maintenance should be done, and they should be included in the PMS, that is planned monthly whatever planned maintenance system. And they have given some examples for the electric tools. Similarly, for hydroblasting also, they have considered it as a hazardous activity and should be controlled through the SMS and permit to work process. So that is what they are told. That is what they tell, that hydroblasting should be controlled through SMS and permit to work process. So they have given a explanation about the hazards. There are two main hazards: personal injury and static electricity. So that is the reason there should no cargo or bunkering and tank cleaning or gas freeing, inerting, purging operation in progress when you are doing a hydroblasting. So that is what they have told clearly in ISGOT 6. The next things in is chapter 5, that is fire protection. They have introduced categories of foam. This was there earlier also, but expansion ratios which are there, the categories of foam, they have newly told us what are the categories of foam, and the expansion ratios, I will tell you what are the changes, and the compatibility and storage is how you store this foam. So now you can see here categories of foam. Now they have told us that there are two categories of foam concentrate which are currently in use. First is the protein foam and the second is synthetic foam concentrate. So they have given the percentage by volume concentration in water, and they have given that if there is a fluoroprotein foam, then it is a part of protein foam, like that. And if it is a alcohol resistant AFF foam, then it is a synthetic foam. They have clearly gave us an idea that which is a synthetic foam and which is a protein foam, because one of the sometimes even I had got confused if I had on board AFF foam and I was not knowing whether it is a protein foam or a synthetic foam, because in SIRE requirement they say that both have different requirements. So they have clearly, ISGOT 6 have clearly told about, they have clearly distinguished about the two types of foam. Then the expansion ratio. Now for high expansion foam, now there is a synthetic high expansion foam they have mentioned in ISGOT 6, where they have given a ratio of 200:1 to 1000:1. And for enhanced high expansion foam, they have given expansion ratio for like 250:1 to 1000:1. So this is about a high expansion foam. They are nearly same. But medium expansion foam, now here it is written for medium expansion foam 20:1 to 250:1. But for ISGOT 5 it was 15:1. But for ISGOT 6 it is 20:1. So this is a important thing which we have to remember. This is a change which has been made in ISGOT 6. It was 15:1 earlier. Rest all things are same. The 3:1 and 15:1 is also same, but this medium expansion foam has been changed. And the synthetic and high expansion foam, enhanced high expansion foam, this was not mentioned in ISGOT 5, but they have mentioned and they have given different expansion ratio for both of the foams. So I hope this is clear. So next changes they have made in the same chapter 5, fire protection, is the detectors, the types of fire detectors: heat sensing, smoke sensing, gas sensing, and flame sensing. So they have introduced all this new along with this automated fire detection system section. So heat sensing fire detector, then this other three types of fire detector. They have given the detailed theory about all types of fire detectors. Next is chapter 6, security. They have introduced new sections, that is threat and risk assessment, and this is 6.4 is very important, cyber safety and security. So these two sections they have introduced new in chapter 6. So this is a threat triangle. So as you can see here, this 6.2 threat and risk assessment, in this they have introduced a threat triangle where they say that removing one side of the triangle will minimize the risk. So there is a capability, opportunity and intent. So if you remove any one part, similar like fire triangle, if you remove any one part, then threat can be minimized. The risk of threat can be minimized. It cannot be eliminated, but it will be minimized. So they have given clear definitions. What does capability means, what does intent mean, and what does opportunity mean. Capability means attackers have the physical means to attack. Intent is demonstrated by the will and means to attack. For example, this is what they have defined about the parts of a triangle, threat triangle. The next is cyber safety and security. So they have clearly mentioned about the cyber safety and security. Cyber security is concerned with the protection of IT, operational technology, information and data from unauthorized access, manipulation and disruption. So cyber safety covers the risk from loss of availability or integrity of safety critical data. And OT is operational technology. So that is why this has been introduced to minimize the cyber crimes. The cyber security risk assessment should consider threats to cyber safety and cyber security, because attacks on there can harm personal, environment and the tanker or terminal. So indirectly it will harm the personal, environment and tanker or terminal. Since ISGOT is for tankers and terminals, that is why cyber security, cyber safety and security is an important chapter. And this is the IMO has adopted this maritime cyber risk assessment. So that is what this is an extract of ISGOT 6. Next is, this is an important chapter 7, which has been completely introduced new, that is human factors. Now in human factors, now the human element, they have introduced about the lot of things about risk assessment, then leadership and confidence to stop the work or speak up. Now fatigue and manning levels was already there in the previous ISGOT 5, but this main topics like risk assessment, leadership and confidence to stop the work, this have been introduced newly in ISGOT 6. So as you can see, they have introduced this section for leadership, and then confidence to stop the work or speak up. So they have also told us about the human factors, that there are many reasons why a person might not speak up or stop work. So these are all the examples why he may not speak up. So that is why there is a need of confidence to stop the work or speak up. So thus human factor is very important as per ISGOT 6. Then there is chapter 8, alternative and emerging technologies. This is my favorite chapter. This chapter is also introduced newly in ISGOT 6. Now as you can see, alternative and emerging technologies. Now for example, earlier we were using charts, now we are using ECDIS. So this is an emerging technology which we are using in the current phase. Similarly in cargo, there we have touchscreen cargo panels, we have alarms, and just by sitting in cargo control room we can get all the soundings of our tanks. So this is all emerging technologies which are coming up day by day. New things are coming up. So that is why they have introduced this chapter. Now the importance of this chapter I will tell you further. Now chapter 8, alternative and emerging technologies. This chapter describes how alternative and emerging technologies can be assessed to make sure they do not affect the safety on tankers and terminals. So because of the new emerging technologies, there is a chance that they will affect the safety on tankers and terminals. Thus they have made this chapter so that we know that this emerging technology should not harm our tanker industry. Similarly for also in MEG it has been mentioned about the emerging technologies, so you can go through there and refer there and you can get some knowledge about that. Now for example, what are the emerging technologies? Now there were autonomous ships, then autonomous underwater vehicles, then intrinsically safe electronic tablets and telephones, then drones, aerial drones, etc. So these are all the examples of emerging technologies. So these technologies should not harm the tanker and terminal. That is the reason they have introduced this chapter 8 in ISGOT 6. Next comes, in the same chapter they have introduced a section which is impact. This I found it little important. Now this impact section tells that whenever there is an emerging technology, there should be an impact assessment done before agreeing to use the same technology. So after you do the impact assessment, you will come to know what all things can go wrong. So based on this, that is why they have introduced this section in chapter 8 in ISGOT 6. Similarly, equivalency. Now, if we are using the old method and there is an emerging technology, so there should be a method of equivalency. Both should demonstrate the same things with good output. So that is why there should be an equivalency. That is why they have introduced in ISGOT 6 this section. Next is definition of hot work. They have introduced. Now earlier we didn't had the proper definition of hot work. So they have given a proper definition of hot work. Then this is chapter 9. The chapter 9 hot work, it's all about in chapter 9. So chapter 9, there is a lot of changes as you can see here. Hot work over the side, then hot work in ballast tank, pump room, then hot work diagrams, electric welding equipment, then managing simultaneous operation, manifold platform, sampling and measuring points. So some of the parts I will show you that hot work diagrams they have introduced. Now this is the one of the example of hot work diagram. They have given all the color shaded area and this is the portion where a person has to do hot work. So what all things, why this they have did this color shaded areas, because they have designated all the areas. Now there should be no hot work allowed. So within this area there should be no hot work allowed. Then this yellow portion is emptied, cleaned and gas freed with hydrocarbon not more than 1% LFL. So this yellow portion should be cleaned and it should be gas free basically. So this is what the example they have. This is an example of how you have to identify the diagram. So they have given various various types in which you have to do a hot work. For example, now this is hot work being carried out inside a cargo tank. Similarly, there is a section where you have to carry out a hot work on the cargo tank deck or within 500 mm of it, that is on the top area. Similarly, if you have to carry out a hot work inside a bunker tank, then they have again designated the color codes how you have to carry out a hot work. Then they have made a flow chart for hot work. Then what time you can, what is the procedure, how you have to follow the hot work. So various hot work flow charts they have given. Then next is chapter 10, enclosed space. Lot of changes have been made in enclosed space chapter. For example, now introduction of enclosed space, then managing enclosed space entry. Then they have introduced new things like oxygen enrichment. As you can see here, earlier this oxygen enrichment section was not there. Then general precautions, then authorization of entry, etc. So as you can see here, the first thing which that is introduction to enclosed space entry, here in ISGOT 5 the definition was this, where they had mentioned the second point as unfavorable natural condition, but in ISGOT 6 the definition has slightly changed. So we have to remember that it is not unfavorable natural condition, but it is poor natural condition. That is what the definition they have changed in ISGOT 6. Next, they have also introduced the flow charts for enclosed space also, as you can see here. And then next is oxygen. They have introduced this, risk from inert gas including nitrogen. In ISGOT 5 there was only this section which was called as products of inert gas, but they didn't include including nitrogen, because they have not introduced nitrogen section in that. They have not mentioned anything about nitrogen particularly. So in this ISGOT 6 they have told about nitrogen. They have told that the addition of nitrogen reduces the oxygen content and lowers the CO2 level in the blood. CO2 in the blood stimulates the breathing reflex, and when nitrogen replaces it, this reflex is inhibited. So I hope you guys know that nitrogen is a very dangerous gas, and the moment you take nitrogen, you will forget about breathing, because the breathing reflex is inhibited, because as soon as the nitrogen goes into your body, you cannot breathe after that. Your body will not come to know where you have that there is oxygen deficiency in your body, because if you, the moment you inhale nitrogen, it will reduce the oxygen content, and since oxygen content is reduced, the CO2 levels in the blood will reduce, and since the CO2 levels will reduce, it will simulate the breathing reflex. Breathing reflex is like normal what breathing you are doing, your like the same way the heart is beating, same way the breathing is also a natural process. So this will be stopped if you inhale nitrogen. So this is very important section they have introduced in chapter 10, enclosed spaces. Other than this, they have introduced oxygen enrichment. Now they have introduced oxygen deficiency, but enrichment they had not mentioned. So in this ISGOT 6 they have mentioned about oxygen enrichment. Now they have mentioned this section where they have told that even a small increase in the oxygen level in the air can create a hazardous atmosphere. Now you think, in what area of the ship there is a oxygen enrichment? So I hope you have guessed it right. There is only one place I hope that there is a oxygen, pure oxygen in a ship, that is hospital. So even if there is a slight leakage in the bottle, since hospital is a closed space, this oxygen leak will cause an oxygen enriched atmosphere, and thus it is dangerous, it is hazardous for the health. Thus they have mentioned the hazard of oxygen enrichment also in this section. Next is they have introduced a new section for enclosed space entry permit, and that is like they have told about this section. They have told that the permit should not exceed 12 hours, and they have recommended that this period should not exceed 30 minutes between testing. So the testing, they have just recommended that it should not exceed 30 minutes. So this is a section which was earlier not there in ISGOT 5, but they have introduced in ISGOT 6, so that the idea remains clear of what we have to do. Similarly, precautions during entry into enclosed space they have introduced, where they speak that each one who is entering an enclosed space should carry an emergency escape breathing device, that is called as EBD, and a personal gas monitor. So this they have to carry when they are entering enclosed space. Other than this, they have also introduced new sections like organizing rescue from and recovery from enclosed spaces. So this section they have introduced, where they have told a detail about how you should organize and rescue the person from enclosed space. They have told that emergency rescue team members should be prepared for physical and technical demands, well trained in all rescue team duties, familiar with rescue equipment, etc., and capable of fulfilling any role within the rescue team. So they have introduced this section so that we are aware that what they expect from emergency rescue team. The next is composition of the rescue team. So they have left it on the company. They have left it on the SMS, that the roles will be defined in the SMS about the composition of the rescue team. The next is team roles. So team roles, again they have told that there should be a team leader, entry team, and backup team. That is what they have given a basic idea of how the rescue team should consist of. So, and they have told us clearly that the entry team should be kept to minimum, at least 2 should enter the space to carry out rescue. So I hope guys, till now, till chapter 10, you have clear understanding of what all new things have been introduced in ISGOT 6. The next chapter 11, I will be continuing in another video. So I hope till now you have got a fair idea of what are the changes that have been came in ISGOT 6. So guys, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will meet you in the next video, part 2, for the same topic, what's new in ISGOT 6. So thanks for watching guys.